And a good Friday afternoon to you. Roger Hill, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster for Weathering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Utility impacts will be low this period for this particular outlook. The main threat to be gradient wind gusts. This will be blowing in with a frontal boundary, primarily across the higher terrain Sunday midday. Looks like a short period of time. This will be followed by a potential for some heavy rain and vivid thunderstorm activity really for Monday afternoon into Tuesday. This is associated with the remnants of Nate. Warm and humid weather will move in for this time of year. This develops Sunday into Tuesday night before cooler, drier, good project weather begins to work on in, associated with a fair weather high pressure system or anti-cyclone. This for the last half of next week. No issues for snow or freezing temperatures are indicated through about the 15th of this month beyond this period. Looking at a drone flight, and we are starting to get some colors now. This is taken at my location, Weathering Heights, and in Worcester, Vermont. And you can see the colors are just now starting to become a lot more vibrant. And it's largely due to the fact that we've had some cloud cover and a little bit of rain seems to have helped as well. So pretty nice conditions ahead. Currently looking at a frontal system with a little bit of rain showers yet to move on through. Once this little last batch of northern Vermont showers gets on out of here, we should see some pretty decent conditions overall and some better chances for sunshine. And this is going to be the case with this disturbance and frontal system that's going to move on out. You might notice here this is Nate and predicted National Hurricane Center track. Takes it up not too far from Vermont. We'll be talking about that in a second. Okay, so here's the 6-hour panels now. This is a little bit of precipitation with that frontal boundary moving on through. Better conditions for this afternoon. And then a warm front will be coming through. Gets on out of here. Pressure gradient tightens up a little bit. And this is that little bit of a frontal boundary passage here with a kind of a gust of southwesterly winds that is going to increase our gradient wind gusts in the local higher terrain. Wind gusts could be ranging a little higher than thresholds in the upper elevations. Looks like near thresholds or probably below thresholds down on the valley floor. Something we'll have to watch. But that moves on by. We get into Sunday night. And then on Monday, here comes some of that moisture associated with Nate. Again, you're looking at 6-hourly panels of the European model. That moves on by, and then high pressure off over the Great Lakes will begin to build in for the late part of next week. It's looking like a real nice setup here for good project weather, probably Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. This is the GEFS or GFS ensemble, and you can see a little bit of precipitation from this morning. Not a whole lot going on, mostly over the weekend. A little better chance as we get into basically Monday, and you can see just periodic showers. No blue, all rain, all good. Looking at the precipitation forecast, you can see basically this is associated with Nate. Again, this is the next 7 days total QPF. So we're looking at better chances for heavier rainfall across mainly southern Vermont. This has been flipping back and forth, really not sure about it, but only about ½ inch northern sections and 0.25 of an inch in northern Maine. It suggests that most of this moisture is going to be curling up about like this. This is centered on Burlington, Vermont, the GFS ensemble forecast temperatures. And you can see today's high, tonight's low, and so forth. And these are going to be our warmest days up and coming. Temperatures almost near 80 degrees by the time we hit Sunday. And then on Monday and Tuesday also relatively warm before we start to see a little bit of a dive in temperature. Note the models do come off a little bit undone here on the 9th. So these plumes are showing a little bit lower confidence. And weighted max temperatures for the next 5 days, running about anywhere from 12 to 15 degrees above normal. 3 days later, again, these are maximum temperatures. running a little bit cooler, but not by much. Looking at recent precipitation amounts, this is month to date, last 30 days and 60 days, 90, 186 month period, year to date, and so forth. This is centered on Grand Isle County, and for an example here, you can see that we've been relatively dry here for the last 30 days, really showing up. Going back 2 months and then 3 months, we catch up, and then 6 month period, we're above normal. So going back and looking at the state as a whole, now this is county by county. We have it's alphabetical, so it gives you an idea that everybody's been below normal over the last really at least 60 days and 90 days. So going back 6 months, though, everybody was above normal. You can see just county by county. Here's Rutland County, for example. They kind of underachieving a little bit there. Just about everywhere else was above normal, but notice that it has been relatively dry in more recent times here, and this basically shows up statewide. Also, this is soil moisture, and this is from the period from July 31st through October 5th. And you can see we're in the lower percentiles here. Nothing severe, as severe as the looks like the lower Great Lakes, but needless to say, I think this has been playing a role and a little bit of havoc with our fall foliage. Okay, you're looking at the makings of Nate, and this is earlier this morning, and now since daylight, you can see that Nate is beginning to wind up, and it's expected track somewhere about here, and then that curve about like yo. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.